Hi.
Yeah, hi,
Okay,
hi. How
so
are you, Shana?
I'm great. How are
Okay,
you?
yeah, I'm fine. You?
Wonderful.
Okay,
Okay, so
yeah.
welcome to Utami Jali. How did
Well,
you start
well,
as an
Shana,
artist?
I
Yeah.
actually, yeah, I started doing art at a very, very young age, but of course, I didn't even realize that art was a career,
Yeah.
mainly because there were no role model.
Mm,
No, I mean, I didn't have any role model as I was growing up doing art. So I
right.
just thought, so after matriculating at Langazwa High School,
Mm-hmm.
instead of instead of going for art, I actually went for law at the
Mm,
university. Yeah, at the
yeah.
University of Zululand.
Okay.
Uh, because at that time, I didn't even know that there were institutions that were uh, foreign training.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, art training in the arts, you
Right.
know. And yes, and I must tell you that law frustrated me like nobody's
It
business.
usually is, right? Especially if you
Yeah,
have an artist
yeah,
mind. It's like you do all the
mm,
strenuous working in the debunking the law,
yeah,
whereas it's like, oh, I have a creative mind. All I want to do is create and paint, right?
exactly,
But it's not
exactly.
like, oh,
You
how am I going to
know,
get in money and how am I going to make a career out of this? So there's also that impediment
yeah,
too, right?
yeah. So after 2 years of BPROC,
Mhm.
I decided no, I'm in the wrong space here.
Right.
So I actually left the university, went to Lundi
Hmm.
and to work there as a clerk.
Hmm.
And again, I knew that I was again in the wrong space. So yeah, so I applied back to university. I spent only five months
5 months, yeah. And you
working
know in your gut, yeah,
yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah. So I decided to go back to university and not for law.
Hmm.
I mean, this time they when I looked at their prospectus, they were going to introduce journalism
Uh-huh.
in the following year.
Right.
So I applied for journalism,
Hmm.
and when I got to university to register for journalism, I was told that no, 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 the professor that was going to like set up the faculty of journalism
Yeah.
uh, could not make it because the professor was going to come from America,
Hmm.
and only five people had applied
Right,
to
right.
do journalism. So
Very
the
exclusive.
university was, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So the university was not going to be able to pay for the professor.
Hmm.
So there wasn't going to be any journalism. So
Wow.
I decided, okay, let me just go for BA, like,
A degree,
you know,
right? Right.
yeah. And because I always knew that I wanted to become something in the world. I knew that I did not leave law
Uh-huh.
uh, because I wasn't going to make it there.
Right.
Uh, it's only because I just couldn't focus on my law books.
Mm. Right.
Yeah, yeah, I just couldn't read those things.
Right,
So,
right, right. And long
yeah,
procedures and exercising law and then thinking
yeah,
about the future. Will I
yeah,
be in the courtroom
yeah,
somewhere?
yeah. I was like, do I really want to spend my life uh, arguing in the courts of law, and
Right, right,
and I knew that no, that's not for me.
right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
good to know early because you have to put
yeah,
yourself in that situation first
yeah,
and see, okay,
yeah,
how am I gonna make
mm,
it like in this situation? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But fortunately for me,
Mm.
when I decided to go for BA,
Yes.
I chose philosophy and psychology as my
Mm.
major,
Mm.
you know. And through philosophy,
Yeah.
I learned a lot of things about art and
Mm.
artists.
Mm.
And for the first time, I could understand why some people spend their whole lives doing art.
Mm.
You and while uh, doing philosophy, which really really attracted me. I was like, oh, at least
Yeah,
I'm feeling at
vision,
home with
yeah.
this.
Usually that.
Yeah, and I could see that philosophers actually have a lot of respect for artists.
Mm-hmm. Deep thinkers.
Yeah, yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
solving the riddles of life.
Yeah. So that year, which was 1980,
Mm.
the Department of Anthropology at the university staged a big festival of arts.
Oh.
Yeah, and then
Was that your first
uh,
like experience with art or it just showed up at that moment? Like
come
your
again.
first experience having an art experience, an exhibition or people having art showing, was that the first
Yeah,
time that you were in an
it
environment
was.
it was okay?
It was. I had never been to a gallery before,
Mm, mm,
so no, I had never seen uh, such a lot of art
yeah.
like all at once,
Mhm. Yeah,
and uh,
yeah.
and there were students from Rock's Art School,
Okay.
who came to the exhibit who came for the festival. They
Mhm.
actually came a week before the festival started,
Okay.
because they were supposed to help to put up the work, and
Mm,
they would be marked for that,
right,
at
right.
Rock Street.
Engaging with
So
the space, yeah.
yeah, it was like a module
Mm,
where they were being taught how to hang the works and
yeah.
blah blah blah. And then they discovered that uh, I've been spending a lot of time in my room uh, drawing rather than
Studying.
studying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Philosophy and
yeah,
the works.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I sort of clicked with them,
Uh-huh.
and I immediately decided that I'm going to go to Rock's.
Hmm. Hmm. So
Yeah,
the journey
and
begins. Mhm.
yeah. So the following year,
Yeah.
I was at Rock's
Mhm.
studying art and uh, uh, studying drawing,
Mhm.
printmaking,
Yes.
painting,
Hmm.
and sculpture.
Okay. Was it
So
like an easy
yeah,
process for you to transition from one to the other? And what were the expectations for you to
definitely,
even start?
yeah, definitely. Rock's was a very, very small school.
Mhm.
There were like only 11 of us there,
Mm, mm, mm.
five of us
Yeah.
being the first year students,
Uh-huh.
and six uh, second year students, like the course was a 2-year diploma.
Yeah.
So I when I got to Rockstreet, I immediately felt that this is what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wonderful, yeah.
uh, uh, yeah,
Yeah.
and I really, really had to like work really, really hard
Mm.
to make time for the time that to make up for the time that I had already lost
Yeah.
doing law
Doing
and
law.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and a
Journalism.
bit of
Yeah.
you know.
Which were
So
all, I think they were all additions to where you ended up,
definitely,
right? Yeah.
definitely, they were.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were.
Super.
I still read a lot of philosophy books up to this day. I love philosophy, and yeah, of course, at Rockstreet, as I said earlier on, I had to like really, really work hard,
Mm.
which helped me because the following year, when the oh, we all went back to the when I was doing my first year, we all
Yeah.
went back to the University of Zululand,
Mhm.
and that's when I first exhibited,
Oh,
and
wow. Yeah.
yeah, and
How was
it was
that?
such
And yeah, what work were you
yeah,
doing then? Um,
yeah,
how
yeah,
did you
yeah,
feel?
yeah,
Oh my
and
gosh.
and,
Like I
and
know the first
yeah,
exhibit is like always like
yeah.
peak.
And I must tell you that was a very, very exciting moment for me, being at the university where I'd spent so many years, and
Mhm.
now coming back there
Yeah.
as a as a new Tamijali,
Right,
as
right.
an artist,
Right, right, right.
yeah,
Yeah.
and uh, when I was when I was doing my second year now at Rockstreet,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
now I knew that we were going to go back to the university again to exhibit,
Right, right.
as well as to help to hang the work up, and uh, and actually won a national prize in
Look at
sculpture
that.
there.
Natural, a natural.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
see, you found your home,
yeah.
you found your place.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. That I mean, suddenly I was known all over South Africa. I was on TV as
Uh-huh.
this winner
Right,
of the
right.
first prize in sculpture.
Wow.
Yeah,
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 that's
yeah.
amazing.
Uh, Yeah, so that's how I really, really got into art, because I knew there was no way for me to actually go back now
Yeah.
and do other things.
Right,
I was
right, right.
already, yes, I was already regarded
And second
as
year
an
even. Yeah.
artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
the whole country suddenly knew about me. I found myself in the newspapers and appearing on TV
Right,
for the
right,
first
right.
time.
The high the
Yeah,
wave.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah. But then uh, at Rockstreet there was Rockstreet uh, was made up of the art school,
Mhm.
the ceramic studio,
Okay.
the textile printing studio,
Mhm.
and the weaving studio.
Okay.
You know,
So
and and
different
and
disciplines, which allows for variety for students
yeah.
to hone in their craft. Yeah.
No, actually, uh, ceramics, textile printing, and weaving
Yeah.
was not part of our syllabus, so we
Okay.
didn't do those things.
Mhm.
But there were people, uh, I mean, doing ceramics, weaving,
Yeah.
and textile printing on a daily basis. There,
Yeah.
it was mainly just the local people,
Uh-huh.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, at Rock Thrift.
Yeah.
But I actually fell in love with ceramics through
Okay.
that.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got my diploma at Rock Thrift, I went to Technical Natal,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
which is now DUT.
DUT, yeah.
You know, so yeah, so that's where I actually studied ceramics.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Nice.
and because at that time it was a strange thing for a man to actually do ceramics.
At that time, and
It was considered as a thing for women, and yeah, I guess it's because the only ceramic artists that we knew about were potters, in the
yeah,
rural area.
yeah.
Yeah, who are mainly women. I think
Mm.
up to now, it's still women who actually,
Mostly, right. Yeah. I
yeah,
wonder
yeah,
why. I wonder why, because I think even that, because I saw some artists who are actually doing weaving, or not even weaving.
yeah,
It's called, yeah, it is weaving, sewing,
yeah.
sewing on fabric
Sewing,
and
yeah,
creating art that way.
yeah,
Male
yeah,
artists
yeah,
too, because it's like it's
yeah. I think,
supposed to belong to a specific agenda, and I was like,
yeah.
oh,
I think it's just the way we were brought up. We
yeah,
thought all
right.
those things were for women,
Yeah.
and men need to do like heavy work,
Specific
like
business,
macho.
right?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you know,
Yeah.
So uh,
Good thing it
when
wiggled
doing
out of that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And now because I was like one of the few men
Hmm.
that were interested in ceramics in South Africa.
Right.
Uh, when when I got out of tech, actually in
Yes.
demand to actually go
Yeah.
out and teach
Right.
ceramics.
Uh-huh.
So I've been teaching ceramics for the greatest part of my life.
Wow. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So and I really really enjoy ceramics
Mhm.
up to this day.
Mastery
Although
level.
I still
Hmm.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah, although I still paint
Yes.
and do printmaking every now and then.
Yeah.
Actually, right now I'm focusing more on painting.
Painting. Yeah. I
Yeah,
saw some pottery and painting recently.
yeah,
I think you were working on
yeah,
pieces like that. Which is
yeah.
exciting, something new,
It, it, it,
different.
yeah, no, it's like ceramic material. I mean, equipment
Hmm.
are very very expensive.
Right,
So it's
right.
it's not easy to set up a ceramic studio.
Okay.
So I took advantage of the community art centers where I would go to teach
Uh-huh.
because the
They'd have
equipment
the supply
they
and
would have
everything. Right, right, right.
they would have the equipment that I
And the
mean
space.
uh, in the space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I've been doing ceramics.
Yeah.
But so that now, whenever I don't have access to any ceramic equipment,
Yeah.
I switch over to painting.
Okay, okay.
And,
That's yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'd love to see what you're working on now and also parts of the art that you've created before. I think it'd be nice to
Yeah.
share that as
Our politicians, I wish our politicians would realize this.
Mhm.
No, man. and learn to take art seriously.
Mhm.
But I think they think it's just a game. It's not like
Right, you're
it's
just doing pretty pictures.
yeah, yeah. And again, one politician. I remember this guy was the mayor of Durban,
Mhm.
and we invited him to a meeting at the Pet Center.
Yeah.
And what he mentioned there was that Bona, as politicians,
Yeah.
are scared of artists because
Huh.
we usually uh, like create negative pictures about them. And I knew that he was actually talking about cartoonists.
Yeah, it's who
You
make fun
know,
of, but yet tell truths.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. But not of us are cartoonists.
Cartoonists. No, no. How about the
You
ceramic
know,
artists and the acrylic artists and the watercolor
yeah,
artists? People who work with wire
yeah.
and cotton. Those are not cartoonists.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
Actors,
I
actresses.
know,
Yeah.
I know that the only time I was uh, producing political work
Yeah.
was during the struggle.
You're right.
When we were fighting against the white regime in South Africa.
Right, right, right.
You know, yeah. And after 1974 or 1994.
Yeah.
I don't remember producing any political piece.
Right. Yeah. Because it
So,
just, yeah, it's done.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So a different
You know,
movement, different creative outlet, and different expressions.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, definitely. I mean, for instance, right now, the work that I'm doing is based on the work of another artist, an
Right, right.
outsider artist
Yeah.
in Pumalanga, who painted like rocks on a hillside,
Wow.
like
Yeah. Wow. That is
yeah,
amazing to
and
look at. Yeah.
yeah. So my work is based on. It's not political at all. It's actually
Oh,
based on highlighting the life of this particular uh,
region.
outsider artist. Yes, and outsider artist because he was just doing what he did
Hmm.
to just offload what was inside of him. It
Yeah.
was just a release.